Okay, hello and good morning. We're in week 2, second marking period. That's what that little 2 means. In your bell work, you should have your paper folded, and this should be in the middle. Let's take a look here. This one's parallel and perpendicular. So first thing you got to do is solve this equation for y. So draw a line and circle the y. You want to subtract 3x from both sides. So you get negative 2y equals negative 3x plus 5, because there's a plus right here. You want to divide by negative 2. You're not worried about anything else. This is your slope, and a double negative makes a positive. So to be parallel, you want to use the same slope, which is 3 over 2. So put 3 over 2 here. To be perpendicular, you got to flip change. So it's a positive. It's going to change to a negative 2 over 3. So for the next one, you want to put a negative 2 over 3. Any questions about how to find the slope? And then how to do parallel and perpendicular. All right, now here your y. See how it says y? So be careful. Make sure you use your y. Okay, so let's see if there's a point. Okay, it doesn't look like I gave you a point. So we're going to add that right now. So make the point negative 4 and negative 2. So your y is going to be a negative 2 for both of these. Your x is going to be a negative 4 for both of these. Okay? All right, so let's finish this thing up. That's it for the bell work. All right. Now let's talk about taking number 2. So put away your bell work, and we're going to take number 2, which looks like this. So copy that down on a new sheet of paper, and I want you to get y by itself. Okay, so solve for y. All right, so let's take a look at this. Make sure on your paper you always put name, date, period, okay, page, and then how many numbers I give you. All right. Anyway, we're going to distribute. Use your trick. Put a 1 under here. So we're going to have y plus 2 is equal to negative 2 over 3x. 2 times a negative times a positive is a negative. 2 times 4 is 8. 3 times 1 is 3. Now you want to subtract 2, but put a 1 under here. And we're going to do our fractions. So take the 1 and put it over here. Take the 3 and put it over here. So you're going to get negative 8 over 3 minus 6 over 3. You have 8 minuses and 6 minuses, so your final answer will be this. Make sure you understand how to do this. That's going to be a negative 14 over 3. And we can leave it like that. This is called slope-intercept form. Write that down. Slope-intercept form. Okay? So we went from point slope, which was the bell work, and then we solved it for y. Now let's talk about today's work. Now copy down everything you see right here. Put 8.4. This is a new section. Okay, we'll probably have a test next week, just so you know. All right, a function. What is a function? A function is an equation that has, or a set of points that has, for every x, they only have one y. So if you have something like an x of 2 and 5, and then another x of 2 and 3, this would not be a function, because the x, which is 2, has a 5, and the 2 also has a 3. It's almost like having two girlfriends, let's say. Can't have that, all right? It's not going to work, all right? So that's not a function. It's not going to function right, okay? All right, let's go on. The domain is your x's, all right? And the range is your y. So let's take a look here. What is the domain and the range? Well, your domain is this. So all the x's are your domain. So you would just rewrite that. So you would put 3, 5, negative 8, and negative 9. Those are your domains. And your ranges are all the y's. Real simple, okay? It's just terminology. So it's 2, 7, 2, and negative 12. Okay? Now look at this one. Is it a function? Well, is this a function? Well, the 3 only has a 2. The 5 only has a 7. The negative 8 only has a 2. The negative 9 only has a negative 12. None of these repeat. Okay? They all have just one y. So yes, this is a function. It satisfies a function. Okay? Before I go on, can you write 3 points that would not be a function? I want you to try that right now. Give me 3 points that are not a function. Well, you could have a lot of things. You could have like 7 and 4 and 7 and 3. That right there violates a function. Okay? Because the 7, which is a domain, has a 4 as a range, and it also has a 3 as a range. And you can't have but one. Okay? Vertical line test. If you draw a vertical line, which looks like this, and it hits 2 points, it's not a function. This one is a function. No matter where I do a vertical line, it only hits 1 point. This one hits 3 points, not a function. So this one's yes. This one's no. This one is going to be a yes. And this one's going to be a no. It hits 2 points. Okay, so if you can do a vertical line anywhere and it hits 2 points, it's not a function. And that means you have a repeat for every x. Like, look at this one right here. Let's say you have a graph like this, okay? So this point would be like negative 4 and then down 3. So negative 4 and then down 3, let's say, okay? And then this point right here would be negative 4 and then down 8, let's say. And I'm just making it up. So negative 4 and down 8. So negative 4 has a negative 3, has 2 girlfriends, and has a negative 8. It's not going to work, okay? Vertical line test. Say that to yourself. All right, now copy everything you see here. All right, what is the domain? Well, the domain is your x's. So it starts here, and it goes to infinity, because that arrow is going to keep going, okay? So it starts at negative 3, and it goes to infinity, positive infinity, okay? And this is inclusive, so it really should be a bracket. It's including this point. Okay, if it was an open circle, then you would just put a parentheses. The range is your y. So it starts down here and goes all the way up to infinity. The lowest point is a negative 1, 2, 3, 4. So it starts at negative 4, inclusive, and it goes to positive infinity. All the way up, because that just keeps going. So your domain is your x, and your range is your y. All right, what's the domain and range of this one? Well, you would need some kind of a graph. So your domain would be here, whatever that is, like a negative 5, let's say. And then it keeps going this way. So it'd be a negative 5 and then infinity, because it keeps going to the right. Okay? The range is your y. So the lowest y, it doesn't look like you're going to really know what your lowest y is. So it's going to be a negative infinity and a positive infinity. So your range is going to keep going and keep going. So your y is going to fluctuate. All right, let's take a look at this one right here. Now there's a lot in this section, so I'm not going to teach you everything today. So here you got to substitute f of 3. This is just a function notation, so copy that down. This is really like y equals, so if that confuses you, just rewrite it as y. And all you're going to do is substitute a 3 here. So 4 times 3 is 12, and then 12 plus 3 is 15. So this one is 15. Okay, this is your x, that's your domain. This is your range. All right, this is your x, so you're going to plug it in for your x, so that's a negative 1. Scratch out the x. So that's going to be a negative 4 plus 3 is a negative 1. So your range is also a negative 1. So domain and range. This one right here, you're just going to add these up. So you're going to plug in the 3 get a number, then you're going to plug into 2 and get a number and then add them up. All right, this right here is the last thing. Let's graph these, so watch and listen. Is this a function? Well, let's graph it. Your y-intercept is 1, so go up 1. Your slope is up 2 over 1. It's a line, so the vertical line test, it is a function. This one's a yes. This one right here, it's a sideways. Usually we see y equals x squared. Y equals x squared looks like this. But x equals y squared is a sideways like this. So that one is going to be a no. You just got to memorize that one. This one right here, let's graph it. Okay? It's an inequality. So the y-intercept is 0, so put a 0. And then go up 2, and then over 1. This one's solid, remember? Solid and broken. We can't use 0, 0, but we can use this point. So over 1 up 0. So your y is 0, and your x is 1. So 2 times 1 is 2. And 0 is not greater than 2, so this is false, so it goes this way. And the question is that a function? Well, your graph, all right, any of these are solutions, so you could have a point here and here, so I'm going to say no on this. And you might need to check that one out on the back of the book. Here's your work for today, so go to this page and work these. So copy that down right now and get started. All right, let's go to geometry. Okay, copy down everything you see here. All right, let's work this. Name 2 ways to prove triangles congruent. Well, yesterday we learned side, 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 and side, angle, side. Are these 2 triangles congruent? Well, see how this angle is right across from each other? That's called vertical. So this angle here is equal to that one. So it's 1 mark, angle, 2 marks. So side, angle, side. Excuse me, 1 mark, angle, 2 marks. So this one is side, angle, side. So yes, this triangle here is congruent to that one by side, angle, side. All right, just remember vertical angles. Yesterday we did reflexive, something like this, where this side was equal to itself. Okay, but you also have to remember vertical. So always look for reflexive and vertical. All right, let's look at this one. This one is 1 mark, 1 stripe, 1 angle, and then 2 stripes. So that's side, angle, side. But this one is angle, side, side. So this is a no. It's not congruent. Today we're going to learn 2 more congruencies. So put away your bell work. On a new sheet of paper, copy down everything you see. All right, so today it's going to be angle, side, angle. How does that look? Well, let's draw 2 triangles. Copy that down. So it's going to be an angle, a side, and then another angle. An angle, a side, and then another angle. Angle, side, angle. How does angle, angle, side look? Angle, angle, side would be like angle, angle, and then a side. Angle, angle, side. Okay? Some kids might say side, angle, angle. Well, that's not the correct pattern. So switch it up and start with this one. Angle, angle, side. Okay? So let's take a look at this one here. You know that every triangle is 180. So the very first thing you should do is find the missing angle. So take 180. Get your calculators out. Remember, by Friday, I'm checking. So 180 minus 65 minus 45, press equals. I get 70 degrees. Okay, so this one is the same numbers. So this one's got to be 70 degrees. Now look here. Notice that the 3 is next to the 65 and the 70. So here, the 3 is next to the 65 and the 70. So that's consistent. Here, the 5 is next to the 70 and the 45, and so is this one. Okay. So what we're looking for is angle, side, angle. Let's see if that works. Yeah. All right, so 70 is an angle, a side, and an angle. 70, a side, and an angle. So 73, 65, 73, 65. That's going to be angle, side, angle. Let me see if there's another way you can do it. You can also do it as side, angle, side. side, angle, side. So side, angle, side works as well. But we're not trying to teach that today. Okay, so it might be more than one reason. Let's look at this one. To find x, you know that every triangle is 180. So right away, you want to get this upper angle here. So take 180 minus 25 minus 45, press equals. So this upper angle is 110 degrees, and this one is vertical because it's right across. So this one is also 110 degrees. This one is the same way. All right, so this one is also going to be 110 because it's the same numbers. All right, let's go on. Copy this down right here. This is real important. Now, I don't know where this is in the book, but I need to show it to you. It's a pattern, okay? So it's a triangle here. So you have a triangle, and I want you to draw this as well. So put triangle ABC is the first one, and then put XYZ. Okay, so look at the pattern. The first two, AB, is equal to the first two, XY. The second two, BC, is equal to the second two, YZ. And then the first and the last is equal to the first and the last. Okay, so it's just a pattern. The first two, second two, first and last, first and last. That matches up the sides, but the angles also match up, like the first one matches the first one. So angle X, or angle A, is congruent to angle X. Angle B is congruent to angle Y, because it's in the middle. And angle C is the last one, is congruent to the last one, which is angle Z. So every triangle has 3 sides and 3 angles. So you got to match up the corresponding sides by using a pattern. Now, let's say they switch the pattern on you. Let's say they say side CA is congruent to which one? Copy that down. Well, CA is going backwards, so you got to go backwards. So you're going to put ZX. That's it. Really pretty simple. Now again, I don't know where that is in the book, but I wanted to show you that. All right, last one, and then I'm going to get you started. Look up here. Okay. Well, look at this side. This is EH, and they want us to find X. So EH is the first and the last. So the first and the last matches AD. So you want to match it with AD. AD is 9. So you're going to say 2x minus 3 is equal to 9. So that pattern I just taught you is important, so you match it up with the proper side. Some of you might match it up with 7. Anyway, you're going to add 3 to both sides and then divide by 2, and you get x equals 6. Now, to get this side, you're going to substitute. So scratch that x out and put a 6. 2 times 6 is 12, minus 3 is 9. So your two answers is going to be 6 for x, and 9 is EH. All right, so make sure you understand the pattern. Now let's move on. Here is your assignment for today. So get your workbook out and work Chapter 4, page 178, 1 through 24. Put this at the top of your page. This is called a heading. If you don't put this heading, when I grade it, I'm not giving you credit. I want to see, okay? And put your name, date, and period on everything. Everything, that period is vital. If I don't know what class you're in, I can't give you credit. All right, that's it for today. Have a good morning.